Hey everybody, it's Jolie. I just realized I left my door open, so just a minute. So it's the first day of summer vacation for Marley, so he's still sleeping. I'm going to wake him up here shortly. And so happy Monday, creating happy Mondays here. Like, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to see when I go live. I just wanted to talk a little bit today about what are you doing to create your happy Mondays? So I wake up every Monday morning and I'm pretty excited about the week. Right now I have a bunch of stuff to ship. I get to do this video. It's the first day of summer break, so I'm going to get Marley on track for getting a job or selling his art or deciding exactly what he's going to do to earn some money this summer, because that's happening. And he went to Pride this weekend. My stepdaughter Mercy was here this weekend with some friends, and they went to the Gay Pride, I guess that's what it's called, Gay Pride, in Portland, Oregon. I was really hesitant about letting Marley go just because protesters and crazy, stupid people that might try to harm other people, it was kind of freaking me out. And then I was like, okay, Shelly, he's 17, cut the cord, let him go have fun. And he had a blast. And the cool thing is, when we went to Disneyland in October, we were there during the Pride weekend that was going on there, and they had all this rainbow Disney stuff, and he and his girlfriend bought some rainbow Disney sequin ears. And so I was like, you guys should wear those to the Pride Festival. And they were like, yeah, we should. So they did, because where else are you going to wear those? Of course you could wear them anytime, but what a great place to wear them. So that's what they did. They went with some other friends. They got to ride the Max, which is the commuter system. It's the electric rail cars or whatever in Portland, Oregon. So they did the park and ride, so they didn't have to park downtown, and they just had fun, and that was awesome. And then I haven't really heard how much fun my stepdaughter and her friends had, but I know that they got to go to Pal's Books and all that good stuff. So anyways, it was a really good weekend. Father's Day was yesterday. We went and ate at a new pizza place and went for a walk at the Ridgefield Wildlife Refuge, which was okay, except for the part that we really wanted to go on, which is kind of this raised walkway, bridge walkway thing over the marsh, so you can see the ducks and the turtles and maybe a beaver or whatever. It was completely closed. So we just walked this trail that it was just tall grass. We could see where the water was, but you couldn't get close to it. So it was just, I don't know. It was kind of disappointing, but we still had a great walk and a great time together and a great drive out there. And anyways, so it's Monday. I got a whole bunch of stuff to ship because I've just upped my reselling game. I just bought a huge lot from a Facebook friend. His daughters cleaned out their closets, and he offered me all the stuff, and we agreed on a price. And now I literally have probably a dozen more. He said, oh, there's 12 big bags. And I was like, okay, and wasn't sure. A lot of it's new with tags. It's pretty awesome. If you're watching this for Law of Attraction, I'm sorry. I'm just going on about my reselling business because it's just going so well. This last week, I have made over $500. And that's half of it's net and half of it's gross because eBay, I have to pay fees and shipping because I do free shipping, and Poshmark, that's already taken out. So about half was gross and half was net. So, but that was still great. That's a great payday for working a couple hours a day. So back to, what are you doing to create your happy Mondays? And so I was involved in a post from a friend, and I'm not going to mention any names to protect the innocent, but I read this post, and it was basically just bashing minimum wage. And I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but my thoughts are, if you are trying to support a family on minimum wage, and you're just like in an entry level position and you're married with kids, I just kind of feel like there's something wrong with that. And, you know, you can say, oh, well, that's easy for you to say, Shelly, because you have your own business. But, you know, my husband didn't go to a day of college for what he does. And he makes really good money being a machinist and a supervisor. So just heard something. Maybe Marley's up. And he worked his way up from the time he was like 16 years old working in a machine shop until, you know, he's in his 50s now and he's a supervisor and making really good money. And so it can be done, and he's made really good money all through the years. And so anyways, this post was just basically about how we need to bump up minimum wage to $15 an hour, and you know, that the greed of the big corporations and everything. And I just kind of go back to, okay, number one, my grandfather started a business. It's not a huge corporation, but it's a multi-million-dollar business. And he started from nothing. Like, he built his machine shop. And now, you know, he's been gone for several years, and his legacy has gone on with my aunts running the business. I have a cousin that works there. You know, it's like that place is still thriving and doing well and paying out well. And if they had to bump up their minimum wage to $15 an hour, they would have to find ways to make do. Like, everybody thinks that, oh, they can just do it. But those small businesses, even though it's a multi-million-dollar business, that's not their profit. That's their gross, you know, like their net profit is not that. They have to pay out insurance and, you know, and I'm not talking about insurance for the employees. I'm talking about, like, you know, workers' comp and all that. Like, it's a huge liability to have a business. And anyways, my point with all of that in that post was, if you're not happy making minimum wage, do better to make more money. And if you're not happy working a 9-to-5 job, get off your butt, get motivated, and start your own business. Like, I literally started from nothing with this resale business. I started back in like 99 or 2000 selling stuff out of my house, like my kids, you know, old Nikes when they were toddlers, and just stuff like that. Like, back when it was, you know, you send me a money order and I'd have to wait a week for a money order, and I'd get it and I'd cash it, and then I'd pack it up in a box and I'd take it to the post office and have them put the postage on it. And it's so much different now. But I started back then, and then I was like, oh, like, I could go to the thrift shop and buy a dress for $2 and sell it for $20 on eBay. Oh, okay. So I started doing that, and then pretty soon I just turned this into a full-fledged business. My whole garage right now, well, not the whole thing, but probably about 2/3 of it is storage for my eBay business. You know, I have, or not just eBay, I do Poshmark and Mercari too, and I do some local sales. So, you know, you can make it happen. You know, there's people in the same industry that are, you know, storing things under their kids' beds and up in their closets. Like, that's how I started. It was just in a walk-in closet. I had 300 items in there, and I just knew where everything was because there weren't very many items. And now I have more of a system to figure out where things are. And sometimes that fails me. But anyways, like, my point in that post was, like, don't complain. Like, people that just sit there and complain about, oh, everybody should make $15 an hour and everybody should have equal everything. It's like, no, if you've worked your butt off for what you have, you shouldn't be able to see someone else just come in and just get it automatically. That's not how it works, people. You need to work hard. One of the things, I've been watching a lot of Gary Vee, and if you don't know who he is, look him up on YouTube and watch him. If you don't like bad language, there's just a big flashing warning for that, because he is dropping the F-bomb all the time. But he talks about patience. Like, all these people want to come into, you know, multi-level marketing or internet marketing or, you know, reselling and everything, and they look at what people are doing. You know, I know, you know, there's one gal that I follow, I started following her. She was making between $5,000 and $10,000 a month, and I'm pretty sure she's still doing that. It's Nicole State. If you ever want to watch her stuff, and some people love her and some people don't. She's like inspired me so much through the last couple of years, and I've been doing this way longer than she has. But she's just a go-getter, and it's like, people look at that and they go, oh, I want to do that. And she did that like literally in a year. She went from zero to making, $5,000 to $10,000 a month reselling clothes. But she already had reselling experience because she worked in a resale shop. She already had brand knowledge because she worked in a resale shop. And she just did it like every minute that she didn't have something else going on. Like I like my downtime. I like to read. I like to watch TV. I like to spend time with my family. And she does too, but she definitely like schedules it all in. So there's different types of people. You have to do what you enjoy, but you can't just go into it and go, I listed 30 things on eBay and I don't understand why I'm not selling anything. And it's like, I have 300 things listed on eBay. I have 1,000 things on Poshmark and probably another 200 or so on Mercari. And there are days I literally don't sell anything. And I get a little frustrated, and then I remind myself, it's the middle of the week or it's the middle of the month and people just haven't got paid. And then you find another little strategy and you're like, oh, if I do this and this and this, then I'll get more, and so it's whatever you want to do, but start doing it. If you're working in a cubicle, if you're working for a horrible boss, if you're working retail and you're so sick of being abused by customers, like, start somewhere. If you want to do reselling, start somewhere. Start in your closet. Pull out some things that you haven't worn for a while that are high end, or things that still have the tags on that don't fit you anymore, or whatever, and just start listing them. Or if you want to do a consulting business, look up consulting websites. There are websites that will host you for a fee, but they will host you, and you can make a couple $100 an hour if you have super great knowledge. If you're a teacher, you can tutor online and make like $20 an hour. If you are a chef, you can, get your food handler's license and go into people's houses and be a personal chef for them or teach classes. I have a friend who is a vegan chef, and she just opened her own place in a little small town, a little redneck town, and you think, oh, she's going to go down. I never thought she'd go. I knew she would succeed because I know her, but she is working her butt off because so many people love her food. And she does cooking classes and she does events at her little place. She's got a little patio, and she started like a few years ago. She would come up here. We live up in the Portland, Oregon area, and she would come up here and stay with us for like 2 or 3 weeks and take these classes from this world-renowned vegan chef. And now she's a tester for him. So she'll test recipes for him. She's working on her own cookbook. But it's been years of her like making little steps, and then she got to the point where she could open her own place, and she just did it right. And she told me, I said, oh, I hope you make lots of money. And she goes, Shelly, that's not even why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for the fun of it. Like, I can afford to do it. I'm going to open this little place, and if it takes off, great. And if it doesn't, then I'll just chalk it up as experience. So that's what you're looking for when you're looking for something amazing that you want to do so you can have a happy Monday. You don't want to just go into it for the money. So many people see other people succeeding and they're like, oh, I want to do that because they made $5,000 last week. And it's like, yeah, but do you want to do what they're doing? They love doing what they're doing. They're like there's this whole Facebook marketing thing. So you can go out, seek out businesses. Like, I know about so many of these things because I'm constantly researching them because I'm constantly looking. I love new ideas. So there's this whole thing with Facebook. Facebook has Facebook ads. If you are on Facebook, you know they do because they're constantly coming up in your feed. You can talk about, like Ancestry.com or going to McDonald's and getting, like, they hear you. Or you can type it in, like McDonald's milkshakes or something. You can Google that and you will get an ad for McDonald's on your Facebook or whatever it is. You can talk about, oh, there's that new place, that new Hawaiian place in town, and you can look it up on Yelp, and the next morning that Hawaiian place will have an ad on your your Facebook feed, because that's how Facebook ads work. They pull that information, those searches and stuff. And you can say, oh, that's creepy or whatever, but that's how Facebook makes their money. And that's how tons of people make money on Facebook, is by advertising their businesses. So there's lots of businesses that don't even have a clue. The managers or the owners don't have a clue about how to run a Facebook ad. And you can become that expert. And one of the strategies of doing that is you go to them, say you go to a little coffee, a little drive-through coffee place that's trying to compete with BlackRock and Dutch Brothers and Starbucks. You go to them and you say, hey, I noticed that you don't have a Facebook page, or maybe they do and it's just not going anywhere. If I can show you that I can bring you more customers in the next week, would you pay me to be your Facebook advertiser, Facebook page manager or whatever? And, they might be like, yeah, but what do you want to be paid? And you can negotiate a price. I want $500 a month. And this week I'll show you how many people you can bring. So on that, I need a special from you. Like, are you going to do lattes for like $2 all week? Or is there going to be a certain amount off? Or if they buy 5 drinks, they get 1 free instead of the normal 10 drinks and get 1 free. You need to run a really good special for this week. And I will do the advertising for it and bring you tons of people. So as the advertiser, you then you get the information for their Facebook, that, you take over their Facebook. That's what you do. You take over their Facebook page for that business, that coffee shop. And then you start running ads for that. So those ads go in front of, like, say it's by a high school. So you're putting it in front of, people that are between 13 and, 50 or whatever. So you get that high school crowd, and you want, people that have looked at Starbucks and looked at BlackRock and looked at Dutch Brothers, and, people that have looked at Uber Eats, or, like, whatever, like you can get this demographic going, and then that goes into all those feeds. So those kids could be on their lunch break or on their, before school, even on their way to school, and they can be scrolling through their Facebook and see, oh my God, that coffee place that just opened is offering, caramel mochas today for $2 each. Let's go there and I'll get a caramel mocha. So then some of them go there and they don't want a caramel mocha. They like their latte, or they want their energy drink or whatever. And so then that's how the business makes money. So that's like one way to make money. But you have to enjoy doing the ads and researching all that and everything. And if you don't, it's just going to be another job. Like, that's the thing with finding your the thing that makes you happy, is you have to find something that you really enjoy doing. Do you enjoy talking to people? Do you enjoy going into businesses? And are you okay with being rejected a whole bunch, and be confident with knowing that, that every 10th person is going to be the person that bites? You have to get into a groove where you are happy doing what you're doing. And like I said, with my friend that has the vegan restaurant, she's not in it for the money, and the money's great. She's happy that it's succeeding, and that she's, I asked her, how's it doing? And she said, I'm doing great. I'm making money. It's already making money. And she's only been open for a few months. And it's like, that's awesome. But the key there is she did it for the fun of it. If it would have gone under because nobody wanted to come, or she wasn't charging enough, or nobody showed up for her cooking classes, she would have been like, okay, that was an experience. Next time I'll do it differently, or I'll just turn it into cooking classes because the food part isn't selling, or I'll just turn it into the food part because the cooking classes aren't selling, or whatever. But the thing is it's all going great for her because she enjoys it so much, and she attracts these people that enjoy it as much as she does. And she teaches them, and she just loves talking and loves talking about it. Just like I get, like, if people are like, oh, I want to do reselling, I'm like, okay, what do you want to know? I can't wait to talk to them about it. Or if they're like, I really want to learn about the law of attraction, I'm like, okay, what are your goals? What do you want? Let's go. Like, I love that. I love talking about it. I love teaching people. It just gets me going. Now, if you were like, hey, I want to sell cell phones on eBay, what do you know about that? I'd be like, there's a bunch of videos on YouTube. You should go watch those, because I have no idea. And that's just it. Like, I've thought about it, like, there's people that are making $20,000, $30,000 a month profit selling used cell phones on, eBay, Mercari, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. They're making bank, but they know what they're doing and they're enjoying it because they enjoy phones and they enjoy electronics. Same thing with like video games and that whole genre in reselling. There are people that make, I just saw a guy and he had a Facebook video, or was it on Facebook? It was a YouTube video, but he was on Facebook and he said, or maybe he was just, anyways, I just saw his post and it said, I have been selling for, I think it was like 8 months on eBay, and I've paid my debt down. I'm debt free. I paid for a vacation and I'm working on paying my house off. And he had a screenshot of his last 60 days of sales and it was over $8,000. And it's like, whoo, what are you selling? What are you selling? And he put on there, I'm pretty much selling anything that I can find that I can look up that's going to make me money, but I'm really specializing in video games. I don't play video games. I have an Xbox in the other room that's been sitting in there for like 8 months because I don't even know how to test it. It doesn't have any cords. My husband's not a video game guy. It's just sitting in there. It's sitting in there because I don't want to get rid of it because it might be worth something, but I don't know if it works, so I can't list it. And it's like eventually I'll just end up giving it away because it's just ridiculous. Like I could make so much money if I knew about that stuff, but it doesn't get me going. Like I said, if you came to me and said, Shelly, I want to sell video games on Facebook, my number one question, on eBay, my number one question would be, do you know video games? Do you have all the consoles to test the video games? Do you know how to play the games? Are you into the games, or are you just looking at like, oh, I just want to make, $5,000 a month selling video games because I heard that you can do that, but I don't know anything about video games. I'm a gardener. Then sell garden stuff or give gardening classes or, start your own nursery. Like, yeah, I could go on with examples and I'm not going to. I'm 22 minutes into this video, so I'm going to go. I just wanted to put it out there, like start doing something today. You don't have to quit your job. You don't have to, pack your stuff and move to Bali, but start doing something. If you want to move to Bali, find out how much it's going to cost to do that. Find out if you can bring your dog with you or what, like whatever it is, start the ball rolling. So have a great day. Happy Monday. I'm going to go eat some breakfast and I have a ton of stuff to ship and a ton of stuff to list. I've got still probably like 10 bags of clothes in the back of my van that I haven't even looked through because I have nowhere to store all that stuff as I slowly list it because my garage is already full. So I'm using my van for storage. Yay. Okay, reseller life. I look like a hoarder wherever I go, but I'm actually making money. So have a great day. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, and bye.